Today I'm making this miniature pool and accessories with water inside. But before we get started, just a quick plug for my other channel, Rainbow's Toy and Doll Adventures, where I do doll parodies and toy reviews, so if you're into that sort of thing, you should totally check it out. And as always, kids, do be sure and ask a parent for help before starting this craft. Okay guys, I'm using the packaging from a floss container, but of course, there are lots of things you could use. And as I cut the edges, I leave enough room that I can glue it to some craft foam. I select my craft foam, measure it out, cut, just kind of in an irregular shape, then measure the inside section, making sure to measure a little bit smaller than the actual opening. And I just scored again with my mechanical pencil, no lead, just to make it easier to cut. And by the way, this video was totally inspired by Nerdy Crafters miniature pool and also Simple Kids Craft. So if you guys haven't seen their videos and you like mini pools, you should totally go check it out. Then I flip it over because I feel like that side looks a lot better, the side that you didn't cut on, if that makes sense. And I realized I had a little bit too much plastic, so just trimming the top. And now just scoring lines to create a brick effect. So I go one direction, and then just alternating the other way. And now I can glue my container. And the reason you can use craft foam with water is, I don't know that it's not that it's waterproof per se, but it's not very absorbent, which is why I'm using craft foam for just about everything in this craft. Then I'm cutting out another strip at the appropriate height and gluing around. And I didn't want to glue it to the actual pool because I didn't want to see the hot glue, plus it might melt the plastic. So I'm just gluing it to the craft foam. And just to give it more detail, I paint a rim of blue nail polish. And now I can create the accessories. So the pool chairs are craft foam, super glued together, with tiny beads along the bottom. And the pool float is more craft foam, just scoring lines. Gluing a piece for the head. The slide is also craft foam, and I score lines close to the middle. One side's just slightly longer, the front side's a little bit longer than the back. I flip it over and score the other side, and this just makes it a little bit easier to fold. I glue one side, wait for that to dry, then glue the other side. And I make more floats using my multi-hole punch on white craft foam, just different settings. And make lines with permanent marker. I use artificial snow, and you can get this at Dollar Tree, to make my beach ball, and then just coloring with permanent marker. And although permanent marker seems like it would be completely waterproof, it's not. Like if you were to get it wet and rub it between your fingers, it would smear a little bit, so I wouldn't do that. I would just toss it in and it should be fine. And to make the little duck, I'm using thick white craft foam. If you had thick yellow craft foam, that would work. And I'm cutting into kind of like a teardrop shape. Gluing another one of those little pieces of styrofoam to the top. Coloring with a permanent marker. Then using puff paint to make the eyes and nose. Here's a completed one. You want to let the eyes dry before adding the black puff paint. And if the nose doesn't stick out enough, you can add more puff paint. For the umbrella, I'm just using paper, and for detail, just adding polka dots. I trace and cut out a circle, fold a couple of different ways, basically dividing it into triangles. I cut along one of the seams, and basically tucking in two of the triangles. And I glue it to a portion of a colored paper clip. And to make an easy table, I glue a circle of craft foam to a perler bead. Another easy tree, more craft foam. And to make a plant, I'm using thin craft foam, cutting into little slivers, and placing inside a wooden bead. I glue everything to my pool. Add my chairs. And the water. Then add the water toys. And I found that eventually they wanted to stick to the sides, so that was a little bit annoying. I'm not sure why that happens. And finally, just making a laptop like I did in my dollhouse video. So cardstock and a bit of a sticker. And guys, you are so totally good to go. Well guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks guys!